TRUDI. TRUDI is our brand new wheel screwing technology that we originally developed to be used internally at Bird, and now we're launching it to be used by everyone who screws and builds wheels. And this is a metal spoked wheel.
Yep.
And right now this wheel is in perfect shape. So to give you a good demonstration, I think I'm going to screw it up a bit. So I'm just going to take this wheel and just kind of go around here and just randomly, loosen some spokes here. Maybe I'll tighten the spokes, do some, big turns on some consecutive spokes to get it really out of screw. We'll give you an example of how this
And so this does work with size. You can see these fingers that are at the top. It'll also work with.
All right, so I've got it, a bit screwed up.
And this works with through axle and quick release.
Exactly.
All like different, like mountain bike tire or mountain bike wheels, road wheels, all that.
Yeah, all of the above. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wheel with the high tension size flaps in here. And the reason I do this is because this will allow me to take a measurement on both sides of the wheel. So I'm going to move up this motor, press this trigger, and this is going to spin around. It's going to do one complete revolution to get the lateral and the radial run out as it goes around the wheel. The way the system knows where it's at is this wheel has what we call a rubber band indicator on here. It's a bump that the system senses as it spins around to sort of index itself as it goes around. And now by flipping it and taking a measurement on the second side of the wheel, this is what's going to allow it to get that ditch value to figure out how the rim is centered with respect to the hub.
Yep.
And this time it's actually going to spin twice to get two duplicate measurements just to be sure it has a perfect measurements of the lateral and the radial. So I screwed it up. It turns out I didn't really put it out of ditch too far. But what I did do is the radial range is 0.38 millimeters, which isn't terrible. But the lateral range, this rim moves back and forth by about 2 millimeters now. So it's pretty far, out of lateral. But to make this wheel really good, what I want to do is I also want to get tension data. So at the end, we've got a perfectly even tension on the spokes. And so this is a tensiometer that's based on the Wheel Fanatic technology. But what's different about it is that it interfaces directly with the computer. And I don't have to zero it or press the foot pedal. It just does all of that automatically as I take my hand off it. As soon as that signal is stable, then it'll take that measurement and it'll record the value. If you look at the screen over there, that red line is showing what the tension is. The average tension on the right side was about 95 kilograms, but it has a range of 24 kilograms. So it's really variable at the point. So now I'm measuring the tension on the left side of the wheel. We tend to do everything. We do sort of all the right side and then all the left side. It's just more convenient than switching back and forth.
Yep.
So these are the spoke numbering is such that the first spoke after this valve stem is spoke 1. So all the left side spokes are the odd spokes, all the right side spokes are the even spokes. But this is now the really magical part of the system is now that it has a complete picture of the lateral, the radial, the tension, the ditch, it calculates exactly what to do so that I can touch each spoke once, and by turning each spoke once all the way around the wheel, it'll create a perfectly true wheel without having to iteratively do that process. And not only does it calculate what to do, and that's shown here what it's going to do on each spoke, it actually programs that into this drill, so I don't even need to think about it. I'm just going to put the drill on the spoke and press the button.
Well, I can see that it says 2 there. Does that mean start with 2 and skip 1?
Yeah, so the same thing with the as I did with the tensiometer. I'm going to start on the right side of the wheel and then do the left side. And that's a normal thing with wheel building. If you're ever bringing up tension, you bring it up first on the high tension side of the wheel and then the low tension side of the wheel, just to make the stress a little bit lower on the nipple. So these are a bladed spoke. I don't have a bladed spoke holder. I'm just going to hold them with this twist resist tool so they don't twist. And now I'm going to go around and touch each of these spokes. And some of them it's going to do more turns than others. Most likely what's going to happen here is all those spokes that I turn, but some of those bigger turns by hand are going to be the ones that are going to require more adjustment in this process. I'll let you know when I'm going to get to some of these bigger turns that you can actually see the drill turning a bit more.
It seems like this would dramatically reduce the level of skill that is required to true a wheel.
Dramatically. Yeah, that is just what's the remarkable thing about it is that, you know, I do know how to true wheels, but if I didn't know how to true wheels, I could still do this process and do it just as well and faster than, you know, someone who has a lot of experience doing this. And the other thing is, even for people with experience doing it, it was significantly faster. So it's, you know, about 75% faster. If you'd spend an hour truing a wheel to make it perfect, with this you'll spend 15 minutes. And, you know, still get a great product, and then it's also less. You're not twisting your wrist all the time.
Yep.
So, you know, if someone's been building wheels for many years and it's getting more difficult with all that stress that it puts on the body, this makes that easier. So it's in pretty bad shape to start, and ideally now this wheel is pretty much perfect. And if you're doing a really big change all at once, it might require a very small secondary adjustment after that main one. But ideally this is good, and actually we're within 0.17 radial, 0.33 lateral. It's
totally
essentially
fine.
Perfect. Yeah, it's within our specs to ship a brand new bird wheel. I'll just show you though this. We don't have to take tension data. We can also true it without taking tension data. So if we want to do a quick true on this, I can press the quick true button, and it's going to pick the 4 most important spokes to just make a tiny adjustment on. And it'll tell me how to do it. So it's hard to hear what the computer is saying right now, but it said go to spoke 1. So I'll go to spoke 1 and do a adjustment on spoke 1. And then it says go to spoke 7. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 23. So 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23.
Yeah, so this
and it'll be hard to make it better than it was before, but I think this will probably improve it by just a little bit more. We'll see what it comes up with here after it spins it twice. Actually, that's amazing. So now it's 0.15 millimeters of radial run out, 0.1 millimeters of lateral run out. And, you know, to be complete, we could check the tension. I think that this wheel is going to be great, but we might as well just check it to see how close we got to our target. We were targeting 100 kilograms. We could have changed that target up or down. But we'll just check now to see if we're averaging about our target and if the range is pretty small now.
Yeah.
And as we go around, I can see that they're remarkably even, you know, right around 100 kilograms. This sensor has a 5 to 10 kilogram variation, so anything kind of in that range is essentially, you know, is as precise as you can build in that one. Averaging 101 variation of 10.
It's almost like magic.
It is definitely like magic.